The world of radio is changing. Local disc jockeys are now being replaced with national syndication, except for John Williams and Deek Kastner.
And these two are as local as it gets. Here's our downtown conversation with Jon and Deek. Well, I want to welcome Jon and Deek to the 1-2. Good to see you guys.
We are in the 1-2 at First Friday. I like that.
Welcome to downtown Bentonville, First Friday. We want to talk a little bit about your show.
Okay.
And you guys have been on the air for a long time together. You both came to this area all thanks to Razorback Sports.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your backstory and then how you met.
Well, I mean, the backstory is that, like you said, I came here to go to the U of A.
To play baseball.
To play baseball in January of '91, 84 years ago, as it would happen. But I came here to go to the U of A and play baseball. Didn't work out, but I did stay at the U of A. Then I got into radio at KUAF, 91.3 FM, National Public Radio. And ended up then getting into like commercial radio, and then got a morning show, and they couldn't kick me out since. So it's been 30 years for me. I met Deek in 1995. He was a part-timer when I was doing morning radio, and he rocketed. It was obvious how funny and talented and ambitious he was, and I don't think it took you a year to go from part-time to getting your own show.
I also came up here for sports. I came up here to watch basketball, and I went to school. I enrolled, but I never went. And I had a .75 GPA average, and they say that's not good. But I got to go to 2 national championships, and that was the goal. So goal achieved. Came up here to the University of Arkansas from Hot Springs to go to school, to watch basketball, and I watched every game. And I did it.
Now I hear you do an amazing Robin Leach impression, and that's really
from way
how
back
you
in the
two
day.
met.
Yeah.
So you heard the impression, you said, who's this guy?
I was driving in. I seriously was in my car. I heard that, and I go, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was like a national spot or what it was. And it turns out I get in there and I start talking to our program director. He goes, oh yeah, that was the kid we got doing part-time. He did a Robin Lee. You like that? And I just immediately knew, like, for someone to have the chutzpah to do something like that, I'm like, this guy's ambitious. And the next thing I know, he goes from part-timer to have his own show. And then I would have him do bits for me. I had him go into Kimple Hall 105. For all the people from the Lemke School know that. And I go, do what you're gonna do. And he just improv'd. He completely improv'd. He goes in there, he makes the entire school, the entire classroom call the hogs in midterms. And so he was great at improv. And that's when I knew that, I mean, he had the lasting power, and he's gonna have a career in radio. And look at us now. It's been 18 years that we've had a show together, and we've worked together, known each other for almost 30. So yeah.
This is a town that understands being entrepreneurs. We understand innovating and doing things a little differently. You do that on your show. You don't play, top 40 radio. Right. Tell us, how did you figure out your niche in radio?
Well, we've been doing it for so long that we knew that the way that the radio business was going through the corporate style, and the fact that local presence on air was shrinking, we had to come up with a new business model. And the way we do it is the Loyal and Royal Army. And what we do is we go out ourselves and we get great people like Macadoodles or Collier's or Sam's Furniture or Lindsay and Associates, and on and on and on. And instead of them going through a normal channel to get to us, we are the channel.
And now you say we sound like Northwest Arkansas. That's what we listen to. We all have playlists that have all kinds of music.
There's actually a couple of, on Spotify, there's a couple of tribute playlists where a couple of listeners have made their own Jon and Deek, Radio Jon Deek playlist.
You guys have worked together for a long time. Longer than a lot of relationships make it, whether it's in business or personal relationships. What's the secret to making it work?
We've only had like 2 fights. Not even really, right?
Yeah.
If 2. And the key is I ignore him on the weekends. He'll talk to me and I'll be like, yeah, bro, I see you Monday.
You used to be able to ignore me on the weekends, but now you can't.
Now I have to go to all the Razorback stuff with him. But the key is he lets me be me, I let him be him. I mean, that's the key to marriage too. Let your partner be themselves and you'll be fine. And I am more than allowed to be myself on our show and what I want to do. And
I'll say that what he is great at, he is way better than I am. I've been playing music for 30 years and I know the formats, but I don't know as much as Deek does. And he has big market experience in programming, in alternative music, adult alternative music, and that is absolutely a strength, and I just completely let him do it. Why would I even meddle? My passion is what we can do as far as our partners, incorporating them into our material, handling the sales side of it, and Deek does all the music. He does the vast majority of the show prep.
You say show prep, but I want to be clear because I've been in your studio. This is not scripted. Deek, you've said some things on the radio that I'm driving down the street and oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that. That's hilarious. It's not scripted. This is just two guys, microphones, awesome music, and talking about your lives and your community, sports.
Yeah.
I would say the show prep is, what did we do today? We did something where he's like, oh yeah, I got this coming up. And I go, let's go. And we don't prep it up, or if we'll have you on the air, you'll start telling a story like, don't talk, we'll do it on the air. We don't want to hear it.
Our show is very similar to Pardon the Interruption on ESPN. And the reason why it's so similar is because in real life, Michael Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser are best friends. They have worked together going back to the Washington Post since the 80s. So it's the analogy they've made. They said, people go to Wimbledon and go, how did they get this place so green? And they go, well, you start with 5,000 years of rain. And that's what we are. We're 5,000 years of rain, because you cannot make up what we have been now for decades.
So I like to put everyone on the spot for the final question, and I'll tell you, it took me a while because I really wanted to find a question that made you think.
Okay.
Oh boy.
If you had to choose a song to play every time you enter a room, what would
Monkey
it be?
Wrench by the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, all right.
Boom. We've
right,
already thought
Jon.
about this. I got his too. You want me to give you yours?
I want to hear.
Yeah.
The Scorpions, the Zoo. That's right.
Well, okay.
Oh, that's when if he has a walk-up song.
Yeah.
When you enter
Okay.
a room.
Yeah.
When you enter a room.
He's right.
Dirty Laundry.
There you go.
Just the slow intro of it, and my appreciation for what the song is about. Yeah, I would say Don Henley, Dirty Laundry. Totally.
Jon and Deek, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
here.
you so much, and thank everyone here on the Bentonville Square for First Friday for being so hospitable to our interview. So thank you guys.